Thursday's win on the road over the Los Angeles Sparks saw the Sky's bench amass 43 of their 80 points total in that win. And of that 43 off the bench, saw Rebekah Gardner accountable for 27. She had 18 points, which is a career high. She also had 10 rebounds, which is a career high. But in tandem with that 18 points was 4 assists, which generated 9 assist points created. So she just had an all-encompassing impact on the game, amassing her first career double-double. And so we're going to go ahead and break down some of the film clips of her best performance in the W so far for one of the Sky's most valuable players. All right, so starting on the defensive end, first and foremost with her, she's one of the best screen navigators, whether it's on the ball or off the ball, across the league. And she hardly ever is hung up or delayed on her screen navigation. So we're gonna go ahead and let this first play break down, and then we'll run it back.
Sykes nearly loses it out to Tolliver. Step back three.
All right, so the thing with Rebekah, one of the most consistent things she's great at is just multiple efforts and real-time recognition. So here, Z gives her the gap to shoot underneath to the other side of this ball screen to meet Sykes. And another thing that Rebekah's great at is playing defense with physicality to the legal limit. And here she meets Sykes on the other side with good physicality. Sykes loses her balance and almost loses the dribble, and Sluty helps over from the corner, almost takes his ball away, but as Sykes recovers, we see Rebekah, again, real-time recognition, shooting over to run Christy Tolliver off the line. And as she runs her off the line, she also does a great job staying on balance to recover and then get a good contest up on his first shot. Just great off-script defense from Rebekah, per usual.
Too strong. Second year.
All right, so one of the hallmark signature entities of her game offensively is her ability to smart cut and her ability to generate paint touches with her cuts. And so a lot of times we think about paint touches coming via dribble drives, and of course that's the most effective version of paint touches. However, when you're able to cut and you do so with a good sense of timing and you get into the paint, that generates a lot of rotations from the opposing defense as well. And that's what she does here with great timing. So we're going to let this play flow through and then run it back.
Play out of Belgium checking in for the Sky. Rebekah Gardner, the former UCLA Bruin as well. Here's Copper.
All right, so boom. This one is a miss from Kai, but a wide open look is generated from deep as she shakes up from the corner. And it's all off of Rebekah Gardner's just understanding of what's going on. So the Sparks kind of put two on the ball here. They get to the mesh point and they end up staying with their original responsibilities. However, because it looks like might end up being a late switch, Lexi Brown, who's guarding Rebekah Gardner, is helping over from the elbow to stunt at the next pass, which is at Candace Parker at the dome. So as she rotates over, she loses sight of Rebekah Gardner. Rebekah Gardner does a great job with her real-time recognition again and cutting. And this cut initially takes two. However, as she's eventually passed off, as she generates a paint touch with her cut, Brown passes her off to Sykes, but there's Kai shaking up from the corner for a wide open look. Great time pass from Candace. And though Kai doesn't hit this is a great example of just the overall effect and impact that Rebekah Gardner has on the offense, and that's without even touching the ball. All right, so this next play, we're back on the defensive end. I'm going to let it flow through, and then we're running back.
Extra possessions that you were in your ball club.
Samuelson.
All right, so it's a little thing, but it's a consistent thing that she does so often. So again, when she's navigating around screens, whether she's locking and trailing, chasing, or if she's staying hip to hip in general, she does a great job of navigating around screens without being detached too much from the person that she's chasing. So here she's missed on this screen by ducking her shoulders some and staying low. And with her stride, she understands her spacing and she's able to get back into just the conscience of Katie Lewis. She comes off the screen into her 1-2 to to the shot. And Rebekah does a good job getting the contest and just letting her know that she's there. And those little things that she does so consistently in chasing and trailing have a good effect on whoever it is that she happens to be matched up with on any given game. And then she's able to flip this, grab the rebound, and then turn this into points in transition.
Rebound is off to Gardner.
Great time
Here's
pass to Lee
Stevens
for
running the
finish.
floor in this season series.
All right, so we're going to let this next one flow through, and then we'll run it back as well.
From LA. Sykes catching and firing up the free throw line. No. Ogumake.
All right, so again, the little things with Rebekah Gardner. So this is an offensive rebound, and that's not even her check that's going to have this attempt at the rim. However, instead of just doing nothing in space, what does she do? Something that she consistently does defensively with her hands is getting it in there, and not only just jabbing or stunting or digging in the post, but she does it with intent to dislodge or throw the timing off of whoever it is that has the ball. So here she's doing it with intent on the reach, and she gets her hand on top of the ball and ends up forcing a jump ball and creating another opportunity for the Sky to potentially steal a possession.
Her 10th rebound, that's in season.
All right, so this is the very next possession after they lose this jump ball.
Back to back.
She's going to be here on Katie Lou Samuelson in the bottom right corner. And Katie Lou is very crafty with her off-ball movement offensively. She's one of the better off-screen shooters across the W. And she does a good job here being crafty, taking Rebekah below this screen and then reverse pivoting so that she can get a push-off, a legal push-off, and create some separation to receive this dribble handoff in the empty corner. However, because she does create this separation, Rebekah ends up switching with Candace. Candace gets a good contest up, and it's going to be a miss, but we're focusing on Rebekah Gardner here because whenever she goes under or ends up having a switch, she does a great job of getting physicality with whoever it is she's being switched onto. She does an excellent job being physical there, staying under, and eliminating the roll, but also doing a great job eliminating the potential of an offensive rebound with a great box out. Very fundamental, very sound with her techniques.
Rebounds.
All right, this next one is not a situation that she's typically in because she's usually one of the players that's second side or is able to attack off of an unbalanced defense or attack off of closeouts and things of that nature. However, here, one thing that she is very good at is with her tight handle, the ability to get from point A to point B. She's not shifty in terms of setting defenders up with dribble package moves and things of that nature. She's very much point A to point B, but her straight line drives and her curved angle drives are some of the best in the W, and this play here is an example of just that.
I'm looking for my whistle. Where did it go? There's Gardner across the lane.
Again, her handle is tight. Her time spent in Spain, as she's mentioned before, helped her adjust to what was eventually to come in the W with the physicality and the way the game is played. So she does a great job here of absorbing the initial hit from Katie Lou and not picking up her dribble. Ends up continuing taking that extra dribble with her long strides as well. And she gets to the pickup point that she's comfortable at, not where the defense is dictating, but the pickup point that she's comfortable at. And then she also changes speeds to get a little bit of separation as she turns the corner on this angled dribble drive. And then she's also excellent shooting 77% at the rim this season with her finishing packages, whether it's coming to a jump stop, whether it's the extended arm finishes, whether it's finishing with craftiness. She has all those tools in the bag, and that 77% at the rim, especially on the frequency that she's at the rim via cuts and dribble drives and things of that nature, it speaks to just her overall ability to stay focused and get to her marks and also do a great job playing the glass with either hand. And that's exactly what she does here.
There's Gardner across the lane.
All right, so here we have Rebekah in a late clock situation where she has to go one-on-one, and she does a great job of just using counters and her real-time recognition and understanding what her check is trying to do to her and just countering that in real time. So we're going to let this one flow through and never run it back.
Gardner getting.
All right, it looks very simple, but the fact that she's able to, use she has an elite first step, so she's able to use that to her advantage in terms of before she even gets moving at a triple threat, keeping her defender off balance. So she does that. Katie Lou has her weight shifted to the inside foot initially, and then Rebekah decides to go. And then Katie Lou tries to take her angle away, and as Rebekah sees that weight is shifted to that foot that's closest to the basket for Katie Lou to absorb the hit, she hits her with the spin move. Her footwork is exquisite. And then again, another extended arm finish on the other side to eliminate the contest. And that's a
Getting right
basket.
to the front of the cup.
Rebekah Gardner is one of the most important players for the Chicago Sky because she does so many things on the ball and off the ball offensively. And she just has a general IQ on both ends of the floor that always puts her in a position to make the plays that they need her to when she's called the task.